Alright guys, hope you're having a fantastic day. If you're new to the channel, I'm Anthony, and in this video, I'm going to be soloing some drum microphones for you all. So I'm going to let you hear what the kick sounds like, what the snare sounds like, the outside mic, and you're going to see how each play a huge role in the overall drum sound, and how I go about sculpting that drum sound. But if you haven't seen part 1, where I walk you through the studio, I show you where each microphone is placed, what microphone I'm using, check that out in the link in the description below. These both go hand in hand, so check out that one first and then click on part 2, which is this video. So hit that like button and let's jump right into it. Before we begin, make sure you pop in your headphones. Your iPhone speaker ain't gonna do you good for this one. So let's listen to some drums here. So as I go through each mic, you'll see that I have them labeled in the comments. So right here, you'll see kick, and then comments, Shure SM27 condenser, and you'll see that for all the mics in the setup. I know it's really exciting. You've got your raw tracks ready to go. But before you do anything, before you move on, please check the phase on your drums. So for example, I'm going to use the snare top and the snare bottom. 99% of the time these are out of phase. So let's see what that sounds like when I flip the phase on one of the mics. So this is with no phase flip. And then I'll flip the phase. You see how all that beef comes back? It's crazy. So you got to do this with all your drum mics, because there's some low end that you might be missing out on there. Let's solo the kick out mic. So very punchy. It's got a lot of bottom end. It's got a softer attack, but that's okay because we're going to run a sample to augment the drum. So I've chosen a sample here with Steven Slate, and then I processed it. So I've rolled off all the low end, because all the low end is coming from the kick out mic. And then I've selected the attack that I was going for this song. So this is a rock song. So I wanted to bring out the high mid presence, and I brought down some of the snap attack, like 5K and up. So let's hear what this sounds like. And then without. So you can go from a soft sounding kick drum to something with like the perfect amount of snap, because you're just blending it in with the original kick out mic. Next up, we have the snare top and the snare bottom, both with the SM57. So let's listen into the snare top first. And then we'll bring in the snare bottom. So both play nicely together. You have the snare top capturing the transient and the beef of the snare, and then the snare bottom has the wires and the sizzle. So you put both together and you have a snare drum. Next up, we have the two Sennheiser E604s on the toms. So we have a rack tom and a floor tom. Let's skip ahead to see where I'm filling, and here we go. And we'll check out another part here. So a cool thing with these mics are they come with a mic clip, so you can attach it to the rim of the drum, freeing up a stand, and you can use the mic clip to get the mic closer to the skin or back it further away. So closer you are, more attack, and the further you are, it's going to be more open and just like a softer attack. Now that you've listened to the kick, snares, and the toms, let's listen to what it sounds like all together just with the close mics. So right off the bat, it's a very focused sound. We're missing out on a lot of the cymbals and the ambience in the room and the ambience outside the room. So let's just keep moving along. Let's have a listen to the overheads. These are a pair of Art Air 5 ribbon mics. So definitely starting to feel the width of the drums and hearing a bit more of the room. These are ribbon mics, so the puller pattern is bi-directional, meaning it's going to pick up equally from the front and the back. So that's just a great advantage. I found that these overheads were quite dark for this song. This is a rock song, so I want to try to get some more aggression, some more brightness from the cymbals. Just added a bit of EQ and compression here and cut out a bit of low mids, boosted some of the highs. So let's hear what that sounds like. And then I'll take it away. So big difference there, loving how that's sounding. And afterwards, just added a bit of a cut in the high end. Just felt like it was a bit harsh there. So let's hear what that sounds like. So it's got the brightness I need for this track, but it's not too harsh, so we're good. Next up, you get to hear the model room mic, which is the Apex 210 ribbon. So with this mic, I want to emphasize the room and just bring out the character of the snare, like the ring of the snare in the room. So the way I'm going to do that is through compression. So I got the SSL channel here. We're going to roll off some of the low end because we have the kick out mic capturing all the low end. And we're going to set up the compressor so it's hitting pretty hard. So 6 dB of compression when the snare hits. So let's hear what that sounds like. So focus in on the snare, that ring. Now I'm going to take it away. Yeah, the snare just sounds shorter. The compression really just emphasizes that tail. And then afterwards we went in with EQ and tamed some of the high end. So when you hit a compressor this hard, the cymbals start to sound a bit washy. So I'm rolling off some of that and bringing out some of the mid-range because that's where the character of the room is for this mic. So let's hear with the compression and then the EQ. And then I'll remove both. So a lot more focus with the two plugins in. Alright, so we got 2 more mics left over. So next up we have the close kit mic, the SM7B. Alright, so I'm going to do something completely freaky if you've never seen it before. what I do is I put it through a bass amp. I completely destroy this microphone. I want to get some crunch, some aggression, some distortion from this particular mic, and I just blend this back in with the kit and you'll see what it does. So let's throw that in. And I'll take it out. Yeah, sounds totally gnarly, but you'll see in the end how it makes a big difference. Finally, the last microphone in the setup is the outside mic, which is placed just outside the studio. This is the Blue Bluebird condenser. Again, we're going to take this one step further and add some compression and some EQ, and then tame some of the high end for that harshness from the cymbals, and just allow the overheads to speak in that area. So let's hear with the processing. Take it away. One step closer to that bottom sound. Alright, so now that you've heard all the mics individually, let's put them all together. Sounds pretty cool, right? I'm curious. Let's mute the mono room, the closed kit mic, and the outside mic. So I'm going to flip back and forth and let's see what it adds. So all in. Then we'll bring it back. So I think that speaks for itself. Well, there you have it. Thanks so much for watching. The biggest takeaway from this video is realizing that each microphone is kind of like a puzzle piece. You want them to fit nicely together. So next time you're setting up some drum mics, try to visualize where each microphone is going to live frequency wise, and you'll notice that you're going to be that much closer to a wider, fuller drum sound. So before I let you guys go, hit that like button, and if you're recording a record and you need a mix done or some production feedback, visit musicfirstproduction.com, and I'm happy to help you guys out with your music. And that's all I have for today, guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you on the next one.